Hi Satvik, it's great to have you today with us and welcome to the channel. Now, before we move onto our today's agenda, which is the CFA Investment Foundation Program, let's talk a little about yourself. So, where are you from? What do you do? And what have you been doing all these years in your professional life?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Satvik. I'm from Bangalore and have been a financial analyst from past 1 year. And I worked with companies like IDBI Capital, Motilal Oswal Financial Services, the Diligent Financial Services, and also I've done a few virtual internship programs with BCG, City. And my whole aim is to become a better financial analyst, and also I'm pursuing BCom International Finance in Christ University. And I'm a voracious reader. I love finance books, and I love reading books as a whole. And I'm also a personality development trainer. I've trained students on competitiveness, leadership, communication, and all the other personal traits which help them to become a better leader. And that's what I've been doing from years.
Awesome. So you're a financial analyst working in a company with your graduation degree happening in Christ University, as well as you're a personality development trainer. That's awesome. It's great to hear how much you're doing. So, how do you actually take students in personality development? mean,
Okay, that's a question which I've been asked for a lot of years. And I tell one thing. Now my book is coming up. It's on competition and how to win any competition using self-talk, feedback, and major tools, which is not spoken about. So when I train students, it's a culmination of what I was training years ago. That was leadership. So I train students like teenagers to become a better leader, like from class leader, group leader, school captain, and I help that particular school, help that particular institution. So when I train students, I today train students on competitive leadership. That is, after a period of time, when they come to college or when they come to other institutions, I've seen a lot of students who lose their leadership capability. There have been some leaders in school, but they forget their leadership capability, or they forget, or they give away their leadership capability to someone else. And that's what I've been training students, that you need to be competitive leader, where you are like a monopoly, where you go as a leader everywhere. And I redefine leadership. I say it's not just leading a group of people, it's leading yourself too, and a lot of other things according to that.
Amazing thought and great thought leadership. That's a great initiative that you've taken, and a lot of it is actually seen everywhere, especially in our country, because of the kind of education system that we go through. But yeah, this initiative will definitely go a long way for you. Awesome.
Thank you.
So,
I've been working, just to add upon, I've been working with a couple of NGOs from past 3 years to put across the same thought. So this is something I've been working as a lifetime project.
that's great to hear. You actually grow by giving to others. That's a philosophy I
Exactly.
really believe in, and it's amazing to see how well you are taking it forward in your life. Great, you've achieved so much already at such a young age.
Nothing at all.
Anyway, so yes, coming to the agenda for today, the CFA investment program that a lot of students actually reached out for because they wanted to know about it, how they can pursue it, and you've already completed it. As a financial
Yes.
analyst, you already had some background in finance. And now you've completed this program as well. So I want you to share everything that you know about it and how your experience has been doing it. Of course, also highlighting that what value it has added to you as a professional.
Okay. Certainly. I would like to do it with presenting something on the screen so that it helps the whole audience.
Sure, okay.
I hope it's seen on the screen.
Yes, it's clearly visible.
Okay, so this is about the CFA Investment Foundation Program. Yeah, you can find me at Satvik Babu. Okay, so the whole content or what we're going to talk about is a 5W1H. Who should write? Why should you write? What is the content? That is, what are the chapters and modules in there? And how should you enroll and access the documents and study the whole program? What would be the approach you could take? And it's something been useful for a lot of students have helped with. And where should you attend the exam? And when should you attend the exam? These are a few 6 questions you will get answers for. And who should or who can write? Everybody who wants to know about finance, investment, and ethics roles should write. So it's like a should, because it gives a basic understanding for one of the best courses in finance, that is CFA, and that's why you should write. And when it comes to who can write, everybody can write. There's no eligibility criteria. You just need to log in, you just need to create your account, and then you have your way through and you can write the exam. Types of people. Types of people who can write, it's actually everyone. I try to segment different types of people for a better understanding. Number one, students. A lot of students who have free time currently or who have nothing as another course to do always ping me and say, what should I do for basic finance? Understand finance as a subject or investment and other roles. I specifically tell them do CFA Investment Foundation. A lot of people do tiny courses through websites, appreciative, you take in efforts, but CFA Investment Foundation gives you a push. It gives you variety of subjects I'll be talking about in the near future. So that helps you as a student. Next, career change. It's mentioned even in the website where they say that it's for IT professionals, marketing professionals, or operating professionals. If you want to change or if you want to know about finance, it's designed in such a way, that you get the basics of the whole investment field or whole finance field. And then if you want to know about CFA, a lot of people are perplexed. What is there in CFA level 1, L2, L3? It's a huge investment. Should I even take it? First, take CFA Investment Foundation. You will know what are the subjects. You get it on a shallow level. The subjects will obviously vary a bit on the depth, and the difficulty level increases when it goes to level 1, L2, L3. But however, investment foundation gives you a basic understanding and gives you like a package and summary of the whole L1 course. And then professionals entering finance sector, it's similar to that of what I told in career change. If you want to change your career from something, or if you are just entering a financial sector by internships or articleships or some or the other way, you're just entering and you've not done many courses, but you want to know how the finance field works, and this is a course for you. You will get to know the basic of the whole financial sector. Next, why should I write? So in this, I'm talking about how CFA Institute is such a credible institute, and it's believed in all around the world. And you're getting a course from CFA Institute with no eligibility required and no cost. And let me point out, a couple of years ago, it was $250. And if you're an Indian, you know it's around 17,000 rupees. And now it's free for you. So you are getting a steal. You're stealing something for free. Just think like that. Because I know a lot of people who paid and who went on and wrote in the exam centers this particular exam, and they got the same credibility as you will be getting if you complete this course. Okay. The next question is, what is the content? Hey, I know why should I write. I know I should write. Now I want to know what's there in this. I want to just have a glimpse of what is there. Here's the list of modules and its weightage along with that. I'll not be emphasizing upon the weightage. If weightage is something you require, I'll be sending across a document if you ping me, or let's see if we can put on the YouTube description. But the investment or the topics here, from the top view industry, that you get the basic and the most basic understanding on the in this investment field, then ethics, then you get the economic side of it, the basic economics, macro, microeconomics, and international trade. And then you understand the basic financial statements. You go a little in depth and quantitative concepts like mean mode, median, standard deviation, variance, and a Sharpe ratio, and all the other types of concepts. Then you get to one of the most interesting topics everyone wants to know about: equity securities, debt securities, derivatives, and alternative investments. And then the industry structure. How is the industry structured? A lot of people just know broker, mutual funds. How do they work? You get the insight of it. Clearinghouse, you will get a brief picture on how the financial markets work. Is it just brokers? No, it's a lot of other players in there. And investment vehicles, you get to know about mutual funds, you get to know about other equity based securities and vehicles like REITs, everything. Then functioning of financial markets, it gives you a tinge of understanding on how does financial market even function. It's such a vast and huge topic, and you will be reading it here. It's so simplified. And then you get to know the client needs, something very important as an investment professional, because I've been talking with investment bankers, and they say that in the sales side of investment banking, serving the client needs is important. It's linked with the ethics and regulations, which is in the second chapter, but yeah, it's something very important. And then the industry controls. You get to know about risk management and performance evaluation, and how do you value a performance. Like evaluating performance is something which is very keen and understood from a lot of people. And that's why I told it's important for everyone. If you're an HR and working in a finance sector, you just want to do a course to understand the basic structure of the investment world, you can do this. If you are an IT professional and probably you want to know about what's finance, I just want to explore something in a life, you can do this, because it's from the basic of financial statements, quantitative concepts, to equity securities, very technical concepts explained. Next, how should I enroll, access documents, and study? Now I know everything, but I want to access the documents or register for this. How do you do this? The first thing you do, simply Google CFA Investment Foundation. As soon as you put CFA Investment Foundation, you get the first link, press that link, you get what is there on the screen. So this is something, you get it on the screen, you go out, press the link. If you want to download chapters, press that. Want to register, register. And if you want additional resources, I'll be talking about it in the front. Yes. If you press the first link, that is download the chapters, you get this particular aspect. So you get the syllabus overview, glossary, and the 20 chapter PDF documents. You can get that irrespective of you registering it or logged in or anything. You can just press that link, CFA Investment Foundation, the first link, and press download chapters, and you can do it. I downloaded these chapters even before I registered, and even before I knew about Investment Foundation. Randomly, I saw this link and I said, hey, this is something very interesting. I downloaded it, then I knew it was Investment Foundation. It's years ago. That's the whole point of it. I'll be talking about the importance of glossary in the near future. Then this is how you register. So you create an account if you have not, if you don't have an account. So very basic information. A lot of people ask, do I require passport information or any other security information? Nothing. You just need to give your name, email ID, password, and a security question, so that if you forget your password, you come back to your security question. That's all. So it's very basic to register and log in. And also the additional resources is this, where it gives you a very brief understanding. If you want to suggest your friend about CFA Investment Foundation, along with the link of this YouTube video, you can send this document. So you can send on what, who, how, something what we're discussing actually. It's there in one document. It will be put in the YouTube description. You can download it from there too. And next is how should I study and write the exam? Here's this 5-step process. It's 6 steps, but 5-step process, which is very important for you. First, read the summary. A chapter is there, you go to the last chapter and say, let me read the summary to get the basic understanding on what it is, what this chapter is about. Then you read the chapter. Then you solve questions behind the paper. So behind the chapter and after the summary, you have 12, 15, 20 questions based on the chapters, and you solve it. And you recheck the answer the next page. And if you got correct answers, everything is correct, cool, move ahead. Next chapter. But if you've gone wrong, you can read again. You can read the same summary again, or you can read the chapter. What is another efficient way of doing the same thing? You go to study.cfainstitute.org. You get this particular photo which I have put. You get that particular thing. You can go in there and press anything. So if you go there, there is 8 features. That will be presented in the next slide. You get to present your flashcards. You can make it digital, or also you can practice. There is a practice option in study.cfainstitute.org. A lot of people don't know this website, and they try to read the documents. They just try to by heart and simply understand only few concepts and try to solve the exam. But no, go to study.cfainstitute.org. You get this website and go to practice. There are around 1,000 questions only for CFA Investment Foundation. This whole link is for Investment Foundation. So you go, you try to solve all the questions or the questions of this chapter. So you complete the chapter, go to that chapter, solve the practice questions. After that, you get a report talking about what are the concepts you're not sure about. You also get a trend on how you have improved. You can reset the whole chapter, and after the whole chapters are done, the 20 chapters are done, you can come back to this and solve all the questions. It's one of the best revisions you can take. There are a lot of YouTube channels who take you through all the chapters, but here you're solving questions. It's like a mock exam for another mock exam. Why did I say it's a mock exam for another mock exam? Because you have to write 2 mock exams before you write your final exam. So after you do this policy, I'll come back to the step 1, read the summary, and then this is a chapter I know, I'm very sure about. But a lot of people don't even read the chapter because they're very confident that this is very easy. This is something I know because I'm in the financial field. Like, I was in the financial field for 1 year or 8 months when I was doing this course. But when I read the chapter, I got so many examples, practicalities, and the whole concept was so well simplified that I can explain it way better to a lot of people who ask doubts about the same. That's because I have read the chapter, and that's how it'll help you too. If you know about warrants, cool. But did we know that Warren Buffett gave Bank of America warrants? Bought warrants? You get those practical examples right in there in CFA Investment Foundation chapters. A lot of examples. And that's how it will help. So don't shift from read the summary to solve the question, step 1 to step 3. Please go through step 1, step 2, and step 3. And then step 5, which is very easy for you to practice better. for you to get more reports on what is your strengths, what are your weakness. So you get a whole picture on your strengths and weaknesses from a website because it gives you trends. So before you complete your exam or you attend your exam, you can see what are your weaknesses. You can only work on those that time. And the last step is the sixth step is after you have studied everything, you go attend your mock exam A and mock exam B. Why is it necessary? It is very important and it is a mandatory aspect for you to attend that particular final exam. So you complete your mock exam A and mock exam B, and only then your final examination is unlocked. So in mock exam A, you should get more than 70. Mock exam B, get more than 70. So this is mandatory. Until then, you can't go to your final examination. And the next thing, where should I write the exam? Where should I go? Now it's probably a quarantine or a lockdown. Where should I write the exam? Is it possible for me to write the exam now? Certainly. Anywhere in the world, you can sit down, have good internet connection, and write the exam. So this is such an advantage from CFA Investment Foundation. It's a giveaway where you don't have any cost, no eligibility, and you can sit anywhere and write the exam. However, this is how the whole website looks. So I was talking about study.cfainstitute.org. This is how it looks. You have your study plan. You can make your own study plan, and even they have some basic study plans ready. All the lessons are in one place. Flashcards. Towards the left side corner, you can see all the things what I'm talking about. Flashcards. So you can make your own flashcards talking about those concepts and very keen words. Practice. That's where your 1,000 questions are there. You'll get to know the type of questions. A lot of people who already know about CFA, you must know the practicality of CFA exams. They don't give you basic questions like what are the two types of shares? Equity shares, preference shares, or debt, borrowed debt, nothing. They give practical questions. If Sally was going to shop and wanted to invest $2,000 at this particular risk rate or whatever, how much or where should that particular person invest? So very practical questions, and you can only get to know about this practicality if you practice those behind the chapters and in the practice available in study.cfainstitute.org. Then you have your mock exams, the two mock exams I've mentioned. As it's already mentioned that it should be scored 70% or higher, both mock exam A and mock exam B. After that, you can go to your final exam. I would also like to showcase two important things, that is game center and discussions. So game center is where you can play a lot of games. So it's fun for you to learn this whole CFA investment foundation if you want to play games along with that. So you will learn, have fun, and after that you earn a badge. If you want it, I'll be showing you a badge you will get after you complete the whole investment foundation. Okay, then you have so much of freedom, but you also have a couple of limitations. First limitation is in the first 30 days after your particular registration, you can't rate. So you can't write the exam in the first 30 days. You need to wait for 30 days and then write. So a lot of people ask, how should I prepare? It requires 80 to 100 hours. And this is the range I'm telling. The arithmetic average of 80 to 100 hours is 90 hours. So taking 90 hours into consideration for the next 30 days until you can write this exam, if you focus on this particular course, you just need 3 hours. Just 3 hours for you to completely understand the course. every single day. So if you do 10 days, cool. You can complete it really quickly, but you can't write the exam. You need 30 days. After that, you can write your exam. And then you talk about the 180 days. So you can only write this exam in the span of that 180 days. If you're registered once, within 180 days, you need to write your exam. They will give you the date. It's obviously around 6 months. So within that 180 days, if it's, let's say, from now to 180 days, it's around November, December, you must write it before that. Can I attend this exam? Do. You have already learned, you're prepared, but you're scared. Don't get scared. You have another attempt. So make sure that you attend quite 25 to 30 days before the deadline.
Okay.
So the 180 days make you solve other questions, and you'll also get to know where you're weak in, and you'll get to know, oh, I am weak in equity and debt securities and all that. Let me solve those questions again. So you have this practice in study.cfainstitute.org. You go practice again. So this helps you get that 30 days buffer. 2 times is you can write 2 times per registration. And also in a 12-month period, you can only register twice. So at the maximum, you can write this exam only 4 times in a year, which is sufficient enough according to me. If you spend 80 to 100 hours, I'm certain that you can solve this exam easily. The last thing, the process is easy. You complete your mock exam A, 100 questions and 100 minutes. Mock exam B, same 100 questions and 100 minutes. And these both exams help you to solve your final exam questions, which is also 100 exams and 100 minutes. So the mock exam A and mock exam B also give you results. And when it gives you results, you can also check on which subjects were you strong or were you really aware of, and which subjects were you quite weak upon. You didn't know the subject or didn't know that particular concepts well. It gives you a report. So after mock exam A and mock exam B, you can deliver, you can write your final exam after understanding your report. So you analyze your questions, answers, and get a report upon it. So you can schedule your mock exam A and B at least 5 days before you write your final exam. At least 5 days. Because you can analyze your questions and get more than 90 percentile or 90% so that you pass easily. You don't have any problems or any hindrances in passing the exam. And yes, any other question are welcome. Muted yourself.
Yeah, I think you can stop sharing your screen now. What we'll do is, before jumping to the questions, let me tell you, excellent presentation, excellent PPT. It was very informative. You explained everything in like granular detail. Perfect blend of information, practical examples, and realistic tips that a person would have to get while they go through the program. Coming
Thank you.
to Yes, coming to the questions. So, when we announced that we were going to record this video, we got a couple of questions. Let me just take them. So, someone asked if someone registered for Investment Foundation Program in September 2019 but did not appear for any of the mock test and also for the final test, is it possible for them to re-register with the same ID as 6 months have already passed?
Sure. As I already mentioned, every year you can register twice, and if you have registered And in the 6 months, okay, it's because September 2019, the 6 months period is already up, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's already
Yeah,
up.
it's done. Yeah,
So it's in the month of April. It's almost, it's
it's
obviously over.
gone. End of
So
March.
now you can re-register again. You won't have a problem because you can register twice in a year. And every
Okay.
time you register, I repeat that you can write twice, attempt twice. If you fail once, you can write another time.
Okay, great. Also, I mean, I was getting this question from a couple of people who approached me personally, that someone who's already registered for the CFA program, should they be going for something like this program? I mean, which is like a briefer version of CFA.
Okay, so couple of answers for this, because one perspective is a lot of people had to write their CFA in the June. So
Right.
L2 or L1, they had to write it in the month of June. So they're not able to write it. And they also fear about the December exam. They say, I'm not sure if I'm going to write it or not. Just go through CFA Foundation. But still, I would say, if you're completely focused on L1, this is not required. Because as I've told in the first few slides, in the introductory slides, this is for people to get to know what is CFA. The whole CFA Institute is also offering, according to me, they're offering just to make sure that the finance professionals want to take CFA will know what CFA is. And
Okay.
also, second thing, it's also for you to just have the basic understanding of finance. If even
Okay.
irrespective of the number of years you're in the field, you will get to know the various topics of the investment world because the modules are vast. However, if you're already taking L1, this would not be the best option.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Now you've already mentioned the timeline that is there. So 180 days is the timeline within which you have to write your exam. So the maximum time that a person would be taking to get through the exam would be 180 days, if I'm not wrong, like in one
Yes.
registration, except when they're not able to clear and they want to register again, which is fine. Uh, Now, coming to the value that this program adds to a professional, a finance professional. So, if I talk about you, you've already been working as a financial analyst in a good firm, and you did not have, apart from your graduation degree, you've not taken any other professional course. So, when you took this professional course, did it add any great value to your of course knowledge? I'm pretty sure it would it would have been very good in terms of knowledge, but in terms of your career, if I talk about in terms of what you are being paid, does it add any value to that aspect?
To be honest, I can't certainly tell how much value it adds, but I can surely tell that people recognize this. Why I can't talk about value is it's difficult to understand on what basis did the interviewer select me, or did the company select me. This actually helped me to talk about those practicalities. As already told, the topics are simplified. And if I have to tell how my interview process went, I was given a couple of reports and they were told in the next 20 minutes, analyze and tell us what you understood and make a report over the same. I understood a lot of concepts so easily. That's because of Investment Foundation. I got to know a few technical aspects. I knew because I studied Investment Foundation topics. And I also had to read a lot of news for this, and also had to apply what was there in Investment Foundation. Just Investment Foundation won't take you a long path. It won't take you a long way, but Investment Foundation gives you a start. It's a beginning push.
Right. I think anybody who's curious about finance roles or what CFA program will hold for them, anybody who's looking forward to make a career in finance and wants to just explore, this would be a great course for them. And the best thing about it is that right now, since it is free of cost, you do not really need to worry about whether I should invest or I should not invest. Just take it, just go for it, and see for yourself. Right?
So
Okay.
push a lot of pre-university students, that is PU students or 12 students, to take this because I want them to know if they like finance. A lot of people want to go to finance because it's the new thing according to internet and a lot of other websites. I'm like, know if you love finance or accounts, or know if you like marketing. Do a course which you love. So if they take this course, which has vast variety and vast understanding of finance, they'll get to know if they really love finance.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, it's a great thing to pursue even after you're done with your school and you're spending some time thinking about like, okay, now what step I have to take in my career. Like, especially for commerce grads who are confused and who
Yes.
don't want to go the conventional ways of chartered accountancy. So yes, yes, so I think we have covered almost everything. It was a beautiful presentation that you gave. Thank you so much, Satvik. I'm
Thank you.
pretty sure a lot of people will benefit
Anytime.
from this video. Also, I just want to mention to all of you that we will be putting all the important links that we have mentioned in the video in the description box below. So don't forget to check out the description. And yes, please like, share, and comment on this video if you think it has been of some use to you. We'll be linking Satvik's LinkedIn profile in the description as well. You can follow him on social media, and I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to take more questions if there
Yes.
are any. You can post them in our WhatsApp group of CFA, or you can just DM on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Satvik, for like agreeing to do this, and it was great
It was my
having you.
pleasure, Ban.
Yes.
As Bhavna already mentioned, that I'll be more than happy to take any queries. You can ask me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. Put Satvik Babu. You get the first link there, I hope so. So as soon as that, you can message me. I'll make sure that I'll reply to all your queries.
So, guys, thank you for watching, and check out the description. Leave a comment, leave a like, and share this video to everyone who would be in need of this. That would be the best feedback from your end to our end.
Certainly.